Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FTR RPRL here for round 2, the Chinese and then the US Grand Prix. Started off halfway through the qualifying session now, going in to set out our first flying lap. We've put on a substantial amount of fuel, just in case we want to try and set a quicker lap later on. Not sure our true pace at the start, we do a 1:31.1. By no means a fantastic lap. We are in the Williams for this race. The Williams actually being the second slowest car, I think, coming into China, as our second lap gets us a little bit faster, but not by much. And as we're going on, we're going to start our third lap here. We've only got 1 minute 55 left in the session, so we're going to have to get out pretty quickly. I wasn't overly worried at the time, but as we get to exit, it says that there's insufficient time, and they weren't kidding, because the crew taking off the tyres, taking off the TV monitor, believes they're in Baywatch. We don't actually get out in time to start the race, which is pretty annoying. So we're going to be starting P5, I think, P5 or P6. Doing a typical one-stop, soft to mediums, high amounts of fuel, and just try and push for a good result. If you didn't check out the first episode of FTR RPRL, please do go check it out. Pretty decent season opener, or openers, should I say. Once we get this race underway, I'll explain quickly the idea of this league. We're actually starting in 4th place out of 10. As we're going on now, we've got 5 red lights, and it's lights out and away we go. Get off to a very good start, actually very smooth. Shadow Genesis gets a fantastic start there. We go a bit cautious in terms of Razcam going right around the outside, but we go up the inside of him a little bit. We might go up the inside of Shadow there, but unfortunately he closes the door a little bit. FTR now going right around the outside of Skill T into turn 2 there. We're trying to go around the outside of Shadow, but unfortunately nothing does of it. Shadow gets a fantastic run, goes up the inside of Skill T, who actually hits Shadow under braking, and they both collect each other's Skill T sliding across the track. That was absolutely brutal collision, that was. I think they just tried to merge into the same part of the track, but you know, that benefits us up into P2, and now we're going to hunt after FTR now, which is going to be difficult in the Williams. The Williams has got the straight line speed over the Alfa Romeo, but it's pretty crap everywhere else. Yes, I'm not really hedging my bets too much, so hopefully our strategy will play into our hands. Yes, quickly running over the format of the league, you do an 18-minute qualifying session that gets you 8 points for first, 1 point for fifth. Then this 25% race, as we set the fastest lap on the end of lap 2 there. 25% race takes place at the same venue as qualifying, and you get the standard 20 points with 1 point for fastest lap. And then the 5-lap race, which will be in USA this episode, you get 10 points for first, 1 point for 8th. As we now head into the pits on lap 5. FTR United pitted on the previous lap to put on a set of medium, so he could potentially get the undercut on us. We're going to try and make the overcut work because our tyre temperatures and our overall wear wasn't too bad. Mr. Binotto going for the alternative strategy, Shadow running an extra lap longer, so I'm not overly worried about him in terms of strategy because those softs are going to be pretty one out at that point. We're quite far ahead of him. As we're coming out of the pit stop, you can see FTR coming down the main straight here, and he's basically on our left at this point. You can see that indicator arrow lighting up there, and we've managed to hold on. We've actually perfected the overcut. As we're hanging it through turn 1, turn 2, he's looking all over us. Our tyres are still getting up to temperature a bit. He had the better flowing going through that corner, but as we exit the second corner, he actually loses the back end for the 3rd time in 3 races, and puts himself on the wall. Unfortunately, that would have been a good battle, but at this point, lap 7, as we assume effective race leader Shadow pits, nothing can stop us. Mr. Binotto still has to pit. He's going to be chasing us down on softs for like the last 4 or 5 laps, so he's going to be really quick, so that we battle in the last few laps. So I reckon we can hold on to it. We have a big enough gap and his softs will be pretty dead, but unfortunately a safety car comes out at probably the worst possible time, because Binotto is going to get a free pit stop out of this, and he's a quick driver at the best of times. That alone means ahead of us we make the decision to go into the pits and put on a fresh set of soft compound tyres. It's the only thing we can do. We're going to lose out a position maybe to Origin's Penk if he doesn't pit, but I assume he'll pit for a fresh set of softs. I mean, we have to. There's no way we're going to be even close to catching Binotto at this point, if he's on fresh softs and I'm on fresh mediums. As we exit the pit lane, we're actually going to lose a position to Shadow Genesis, who stays out on the mediums, which I don't really understand the logic behind, because everyone else is going to pit except him, and he's going to basically be an absolute bitch to get past, really. He's got the alien lag indicator next to his name, and he's on a slow compounded tyre. But hopefully we can clear him relatively quickly as we get underway for green flag running once again. Another poor start. I really need to work on my safety car restarts. Binotto getting away well, Shadow getting away relatively well as well. I was hoping at this point the Shadow would be able to put Binotto under pressure in that McLaren, just stop him from getting away as much as possible. As you can see, he's losing so much time. He's lost well over a second at this point because he's on mediums. So that's frustrating. It's impacted us a lot as we get hit up the back. I think Origin's Penk there for the second time in 2 episodes. But yeah, it's going to be difficult getting past Shadow without DRS, because I'm going to be faster than him everywhere else on the track, but down the long back straight I just won't be able to get past him. Even with slipstream and overtake, that McLaren's much faster than the Williams. But we're going to try our best as he goes defensive into the first part of the snail section. We're going to do sort of like a little switch back there, get a better exit, and hopefully breeze past him going down the straight. But I'm not expecting to, like, we're in rich, we're overtaking, we've got the slipstream, but we're actually losing time effectively. Origin's Penk's looking for a move on our outside, we cover him off. Shadow actually probably turns off his overtake there. We try and go up the inside of him into the hairpin, but he gets the more flowing exit. So we're going to have to wait. Our next opportunity is going to be turn 1 if we can get a good run through here. He actually lags off to the right and then comes back on, so I'm thinking this point now, I'm going to get taken out here. Lag is absolutely awful. We look through the inside, we covers off, he runs deep into turn 1 and we just use our soft compound tyres to the advantage. And we go right up the inside. He tries to come back to us, but at this point I'm just saying no, I'm being very aggressive with my defending. I don't want to be losing any more time to him. Realistically, he should have let me go earlier and tagged onto the back, but unfortunately Mr. Binotto pulled out 3 seconds on that lap where we were fighting. We're trying to catch up to him in the hope that he maybe gets a penalty. We've got 2 more corners to go, and going to this corner here, we get a very good message. Mr. Binotto has left the session, so his AI car is actually in control. We're already gaining 2 tenths going to this last corner. We cut the corner massively, just trying to get any advantage we can, but unfortunately he stays ahead of us. But realistically I probably should have cut the corner, because even if I'd have got ahead of him, my penalty would have put me back in second. But needs must in dire situations, I guess. I said to him after the race if he could have if he had any more luck up his sleeve. Turns out he does. He got a perfectly timed safety car. He disconnected with only 2 corners left to go, which, my eyes lit up like dinner plates when I was when I saw that message, and then I was like, oh yeah, there's only 2 corners left, so I'm not going to make up that difference. But yeah, I think a pretty decent race. Second place once again. We're yet to actually get a win. This league, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, we're going to move on to the second race in the USA. In the USA? Does that work? Is that grammatically correct? I guess it's in Kota. And for some reason Elgato decided to stop recording, so going into turn 1 I had to quick record again, so we missed the race start. Nothing much really happened. I started P9, I took it very cautiously into turn 1, we got overtaken, or we overtook a couple of people and got re-overtaken, and then we just got back P9, so we haven't gained or lost anything really. And now we're just going to try and gain as many positions as we can as our teammate, F1 Hawks, gets overtaken by Binotto, and that gets him a pretty poor run going into the end. It's not really the end, it's like the middle part of sector 2. We're going to try and get past him here. He's looking pretty weak around this track, so we're going to use overtake. We're going to fly past him here, maybe running a bit more downforce than we are. So we breeze past him down the long back straight, and you can see there's like 3 wide going to there. There's so many cars battling. I'm just thinking, please, all of you like detonate each other. Yeah, it's so close. The thing with 5-lap races is, if you want anything to happen, you've got to make it quick, and you've got to try and win the race in the first lap. Not on the first corner, you've got to do stuff quickly. Otherwise gaps will be pulled. In a league race you can use strategy, you can use consistency to your advantage. This, you've just got to go for it. And this is why I enjoyed racing in this so much. Right, we got moved up to P7 after Skilty went wide on the second to last corner. We're now chasing down FTR now. Going to use overtake. We don't have DRS here, we'll get that next lap, but it looks like our straight line speed is going to come in handy here. We give him a little bit of a squeeze going into the end of the straight, and we managed to get the position back. He's actually going to dive back up over inside into this right-hander. A little bit of contact, quite aggressive move there from Chris, but we now hold the inside for this left-hander, and going to be doing the Jensen Button move in the inside of that left-hander, and yeah, we pretty much hold on to that. And that was it. We picked up 1 penalty. It's not going to affect our finishing position. We're going to gain a position on Origin's Pank as he crosses the line. We get fastest lap of the race, and we get promoted up into P5, and Binotto wins the race again. So he had an absolutely dominant run. He did a Websy this time around, getting first in every single race, so congratulations to him. Definitely put in a stellar performance. And as we move on to the standings, we currently lead by 4 points over Websy and by 10 points over Binotto, as he missed the first round. Obviously you can pause the video, you can look at all the standings if you want. The colours next to the names and the numbers, obviously purple indicates fastest lap in terms of on the races, and the colours don't mean anything. They're not teams or whatever, they are just to help me look across and see where the numbers are to correspond, just so it's easier. Plus it looks pretty, I guess. It means nothing, it's just so you can see it easier, basically. Anyway, if you did enjoy this second round of FTR RPRL, pretty boring one, but fun nonetheless, please do leave a like, share and subscribe. If you want to join FTR, link is in the description of how to do it. And I'll see you all for some more videos very soon.